So would you say then it's kind of like that attitude you had, and then you wanted the body to go with the attitude?
Exactly. You couldn't be free. You couldn't be who you wanted to be where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
You had to conform. And I just had that. I just want to be myself. Can everyone just leave me alone and let me be who I want to be?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I can physically
do that.
be because I'm finally older and an adult to where I can just be myself.
Exactly. So like when you came out and you had that first job, I don't know if it was when you went to 800 or 1600 where you were just like, you started to feel more like who you knew you were. Yeah, you're getting okay, so you're getting closer. Okay.
Yeah, I would say the 800.
Okay.
I mean, the 400 was like, oh, wow. But very quickly was I ready to go larger.
Yeah.
I wanted bigger than 800. I was like, let's do this, but not realizing they could only go so big at that time.
Yeah.
With the silicone. And I thought, because all you ever heard about were these fantastic gummy bear implants, and saline was not good and this, that, and the other. But 800, when I got there, I'm like, okay, this is fun, but I don't think I'm done yet.
Yeah.
I just don't feel me yet.
Yeah.
So then when I went to 1600, that's where I got a little bit more close to. And then the 2800, I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
I really love it. Now, I also have to be careful that I watch out and I'm not just going bigger, because when you first get them, they're so big and swollen and huge and awesome. And then this swelling starts to go down. It's almost like a given disappointment. Like, I love them now. You're used to it, and then
they kind of deflate a little bit, and you're just like no, come back.
So now I need to go bigger to get back to that point, So, but that's where I have to be careful. But I would love to be like 3,500, 4,000.
Yeah,
I'm small.
Sure.
But like I said, I can handle it because like my rib cage is just a little bigger. So I feel I need to go bigger to be.
They've got more. Yeah, you got more support in your torso area.
Yeah, and I just want them.
Yeah. I'm curious, is there anybody back in the town that you grew up in that's like still there that like, have you thought about maybe just going back one day and just kind of strutting?
Everybody does, like if a high school reunion comes around, it'd be like, that would be so fun to be like, hi. Because I was always cute in high school and part of that group, but not the hottest. You know what I mean? I wanted all of that.
You wanted all the heads to turn as you walked.
Yes, everybody wants that feeling. Men, women, everyone wants that feeling of, who's this? Like, you have some importance. But now I know I would, but the way the town is, I know it would be like, I don't even go back home to visit my parents. Like, they come see me.
Okay.
Because it'll just be a bunch of
people
going,
that judgmental.
What's with that hair? What's with those boobs? What's with the... whatever. When you're on my turf, I can handle you.
Sure.
But when you go back home, you kind of slip back into that little kid you used to be. Yeah. And I don't want to battle with that and the questions, and people think they're funny. Like, oh, look at those boobs or hair. You've changed. And it's like, well, you haven't, because you're stuck in the same little shit town I got out of.
And that's unfortunate. And people will have these closed minds and think that they want, or that they can pass judgment and think, well, this is somebody who looks so different and she doesn't really fit in. But then again, that's why you left.
Yes.
And
I wanted to be me. I wanted to be whoever it was. It could have been shaving my head and having 8 nose rings or what. It doesn't matter. I just did not know what, but it wasn't that.
Yeah. Well, and that's important that you realize to do that, because a lot of people will put what they want aside just so they can feel like they can either fit in or because they want to appease other people.
Yes.
And, it's... And that's not to say that people that do that are wrong. It's just they make that choice. Yeah. And if they can find some sort of happiness in that life, then great.
Good for them.
But, if you know that that's not going to be a satisfying life for you, and it seems like you knew that pretty early on.
Yeah, I knew if I didn't get out of here, I was done.
So was it because how many people would you say were in the town that you grew up in?
My high school had a senior class of 100.
Really?
So about 100 per grade.
Okay.
It was a very, very small town. Like I said, 20 minutes to the nearest flashing yellow light.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up on a farm, a really big farm, like a real farm, not a garden. Like like I have a farm.
No.
Like it's a huge farm. So I grew up. I worked on the farm, in the fields and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I would never trade that for the world.
Yeah,
it was great. But
so I'm curious. Did working did you do the all that type of farm work and was it something that really helped develop you as a person when you were younger?
Yeah. Well, it taught me good work ethic.
And that's really important.
Very hard work ethic. And also with farming, you can't guarantee anything.
Okay.
The weather one year can take everything from you. If it's a drought or the weather, you're gambling the whole time. But I loved it. And I asked my father, I want to take over the farm when you retire. He's like, no. Like, why? Because I'm a girl. He has nothing to do with that. I don't want my, daughter worrying and wondering and stressing the rest of her life like I have.
Yeah.
So I got it. But I used to drive the combines, the tractors, and all that. Did it better than the boys. Because my parents were like, if you're going to do it the best you can and all the way or don't even bother.